Enormous detainment facilities are expanding their arrive at past prison cells to get more cash flow off imprisoned individuals. It appears to be truly sort of dubious that the records that come out are truly equipped to push individuals towards that jail industry, including you, Jay-Z, from the drain, yet you have prepared and flatulated the spirit of young fellows, in a real sense similar individuals who own the marks on confidential penitentiaries. In the event that you've been focusing on the business throughout the long term, you've presumably caught wind of how ICE 3D Shape has made it his side gig to uncover the deficiencies of the business. Yet it appears to be even that isn't enough for him, as the rapper has now taken things higher than ever now. He's not halting at considering the people pulling the strings out on the web. Goodness, presently ICE is doing out-and-out interviews about these individuals, moving the chess pieces in the business, and it appears Jay-Z's name might have come up in the process. This would conventionally not raise any banners, as individuals get down on the greatest business players constantly, yet with this one ICE truly laid a path for anyone with any interest at all in his reality. And what he discussed, I could go on and on about these major names who have made a whole specialty of bringing in cash off of sending rappers to a prison, yet ICE Block being in the business. However long, he has seen a ton of strange things work out in the existences of these rappers, to such an extent that he has now drawn matches and is dead set on uncovering top players by and by eye. I've never seen anybody move forward against the Carters, with realities, yet times are different now. So if you would rather not miss ICE 3D Shape's disclosure about the anonymous veteran rapper, then at that point, stay close by, you significance record organization folks lounge around, and let the craftsman know this is hot. Say that do this, we will have this person compose the verses. One element that makes individuals more lean to accept more established individuals in life by and large is the way that they're furnished with experience. And this was a similar case with Ice Shape. The rapper come entertainer has been dishing about the puppeteer idea of the business, and how marks alongside their leaders are actually the ones calling the shots on rappers getting condemned. The dauntlessness, right? Well, the Friday rapper truly said significantly more than that in a plump down with Bill Maher on the humorous digital broadcast Ice Shape, multiplied down on uncovering exactly how profound certain chiefs in the music world have their fingers in controlling society in general, beginning the discussion on his life and profession. All in all, the episode, called Club Irregular, turned into a thrill ride after ICE 3D Square addressed the supposed shocking association between the jail business and the music business. And think about who's at the focal point of both in any case. As per the apparently edified entertainer, the game being played by these top players in the business is essentially intended to keep the overall population occupied, and likewise separated. It's simply finished to truly keep us squabbling. And pursuing these words, it's peculiar how the names continuously changing each. So like 20 or 30 years, someone needs to put another name on exactly the same thing. Ice Blocks said he proceeded to propose that trivial discussions like this are constrained on society to partition individuals and keep them from scrutinizing the issues they all ought to join to address. It's finished to truly keep us quibbling and pursuing these words, so they're quite terrible to the foundation of the issues, which are more often than not extremely normal, assuming that we truly go down to its foundation. Ice Shape said, starting here. It was at that point lovely clear that the Friday entertainer was onto something, as he then, at that point, proceeded to draw up the supposed associations he accepts to exist in the business. And it began after Maher requested that ICE distinguish a portion of these individuals who are partitioning society by plan. Yet, rather than explaining it, what he was referring to for the webcast, have ICE Shape did him and the remainder of the world one better by posing one inquiry: who advantages and benefits off our quarreling and division. ICE 3D Square asked logically, who advantages and benefits off our quarreling and our division? You realize, like, follow the cash, follow the cash. I don't have the foggiest idea about their names, Bill. Yet assuming you follow the cash you go sufficiently high, you begin to see he then. At that point, involve the record business as a wide illustration of how individuals at the top can control what's the deal with individuals who are quarreling and battling. I don't have a clue about their names, Bill, yet in the event that you follow the cash you go sufficiently high, you begin to see ICE 3D Square claimed that similar individuals who own the record names own the detainment facilities, noticing that it appears to be truly sort of dubious to say that word, that the records that come out are truly equipped to push individuals towards that jail industry. Yet very much like many individuals, my hair felt quite uncertain about 3D Square's disclosure, expressing that rappers hadn't been compelled to compose those verses that advanced, and consequently landed rappers in prison. Well, this was the point ICE Solid Shape chose to draw out the serious weapons. It's actually not necessary to focus on causing someone to compose the verses it's tied in with being there as guardrails to verify tunes endure, and certain melodies don't. ICE 3D Square said he later guaranteed a few records are made by counsel where a record organization obsessively fusses over the verses and thoughts utilized in a collection to the point a record organization is pushing a story ICE shape. Proposed this as an illustrative illustration of social designing for this situation, guaranteeing jails stay full. It's not necessary to focus on causing someone to compose the verses it's tied in with being there as gatekeeper rails to verify melodies, endure, and certain melodies don't. It in the end, what ICE implied is that similar individuals who run the record organizations appear to have stock or monetary interests in the confidential jail industry. Subsequently, their premium in giving their best for control how much individuals get prison terms. Recollect when I requested that you surmise whose name could squeeze into a record mark discussion, and could likewise turn out to be put resources into the jail framework. Well, it's in all honesty the top of the Carter family, Jay-Z himself. So you realize it appears to be truly sort of, first of all, Jay-Z being the 1% of the 1% that is at the highest point of the music business, ends up running his own record names that obviously have a path of artists winding up in prison. Appears as though a really tremendous occurrence, doesn't it? See, while the majority of the rappers that have been endorsed to Jay-Z's record name over the course of the years have had their own portion of contentions, including the law, there has been an example of have declining to loan some assistance, despite the fact that he in a real sense has the expected associations. One of the most conspicuous instances of this case is rapper Casanova's spat with the law. Casanova, who was endorsed to Rock Country in 2016, was accused of endeavored murder in November 2021. And has been in the slammer since. Anyway, he says Jay-Z has not loaned some assistance, even after he'd went through months to and fro looking into the issue. As a matter of fact, following a month in a correctional facility, the rapper truly had an assertion, uncovering that he was having a tough time, as per an assertion delivered by means of Instagram for his sake, which read, "I've been imprisoned for just about 1 year, currently depleted all cures, and burned through a lot of cash on legitimate expenses. To defend myself, the charges against me are misleading. They don't address or mirror the individual that I am." The NY rapper included his explanation, "I'm approaching every one of the extraordinary individuals with significant and strong voices to assist me with this on the off chance that there's anything you can do to help, whether in the event that it's reaching my lawful lawyer to see that I assumed no part for this situation, or having a confidential examiner investigate genuine job, and not the supposed allegations against me." Thinking about that, Jay-Z has eaten at the table of the American president at various places in the past. Wouldn't you say it's a little odd that his craftsman needs to put out a public announcement requesting legitimate assistance? And on the off chance that that is not persuading sufficient, there's likewise the way that conservative Lanes, who was as of late up to speed in unlawful chaotic situation with Macon Steed, had his own portion of Jay-Z's power, As per Lines himself, he got a call from Jay's record name. Or would it be a good idea for me? I express danger here for yourself. I get a call from Rock Country that says, yo, we heard you will say something about what occurred. And it being your well-being on the off chance that you don't offer that expression for setting Megan is truly an artist under Jay-Z's Stone Country, who additionally is making huge explosion for them. So the name purportedly hit up Tory to keep his mouth shut is essentially one more type of verification that Jay has his hands profoundly put resources into controlling the story about Craftsman, yet it wasn't Tory that spoke about Jay-Z's supposed control. Even the Canadian rapper's dad name dropped Hove, and taking into account that Lana has truly lost that case, despite the fact that there appeared to be a ton of disparities, including clashing stories. It further hardens these cases against Jay. Yet it didn't end with just Tory and Casanova. Good gracious, there's another name, which is the unbelievable R. Kelly, the vocalist who is as of now in prison for a reiteration of other sex-related charges, is by all accounts more stressed over different things than the wrongdoings he's serious Ronnie Playmate. Kelly's previous fellow prisoner said in a new meeting that the R&B artist feels that Jay-Z needed him dead. Jay-Z and Kelly dealt with two collections together in the mid-2000s and went on visit together too. Evidently, things didn't end well on the visit between the two specialists. He felt like Jay-Z was somewhat shaky in light of the fact that around then, R. Kelly was actually greater than him, Lover said. He felt like during one of the shows, when they was in Madison Square Nursery, in 2004, preceding that occasion, he expressed days before the occasion that he was getting passing dangers that he felt was coming from Jay-Z. I couldn't say whether this will sound ludicrous. Playmates said he felt like Jay-Z was attempting to destroy him for reasons unknown. He could never have said.